Large, unknown man-like creature approaches man tending rabbits. Year, 1980 season. Summer month, June state, Indiana County, Vanderburgh County. Location details. Wooded suburban, rural area north of city of Evansville, in. Area bordered by Evergreen Road, Darmstadt Road, Old State Road, and Wortman Road. Nearest town, Evansville. Nearest road, Berry Drive, near US Route 41. Observed. I was going to feed rabbits I raised, when I heard someone walking through the brush. When I looked I saw a dark figure of what looked like a man. When I said, "Hello," it swayed from side to side and studied me, then began to approach me. I then could see very deep eye sockets oddly shaped, and it was covered in black hair. I turned and ran to the house. No sounds were heard. I was 20 feet or less from the creature when I saw it. Also noticed, in a nearby woods my friend was riding his mini bike. He had stopped to take a break when this creature charged through the woods into the clearing where he was stopped. It was sweating, with a beet red face and winded. He started his bike, startling the creature. He took off to home and he also told me of seeing strange feces in a nearby abandoned barn during the same year. Other witnesses, just myself. I also have a friend who saw the same creature about the same time that year in a nearby woods. Other stories. See above. Time and conditions. Between 5 o'clock to 6 a.m. Very quiet, still, just before sunrise. Warm and clear. Environment. Suburban yards between two lakes, also nearby wooded uninhabited by people areas. Sighting area connects to large woods, ash, hickory, oak, trees etc. Said to be small cave in center of area. My actual sighting spot was a vacant lot behind home, very dense thicket, creature walked through. Also railroad right-of-way in this area, ditches, valleys, hilly.
Occurred, the 15th of April 2004, 20 hours 57 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Princeton, in, USA. Shape, light duration, 15 to 20 seconds. No of observers. One return of short-lived bright orange lights in night sky. NNW of Fort Branch, Princeton, in area that dissipate after initial illuminations. While standing in the parking lot of Gibson General Hospital in Princeton, in, talking with a friend, I noticed the same orange light appear in the NNW sky as I had the prior night. I asked my friend to look in the direction that I was pointing to just as the light disappeared. About 5 seconds later, a second orange light appeared then disappeared. I asked my friend if he had seen the same light. He stated that he had. There was another couple standing in the lot as well, and I believe that they had heard me say something about the light, but I do not know if they saw it or not. We continued to watch the sky for any further events. The conditions of the night sky was dark and mostly clear with a very slight haze, as the light emanated tonight was not as bright as the night before from the objects. I did notice other commercial aircraft in the sky, but not near enough the object or traveling in the same direction that would suggest that it may be from those. The lights were high enough in the sky to obviously not be any city lights, just as they were the night before. To guess, the craft would have had to been at an altitude of 10 to 15,000 feet, given their distance, brightness of the night, and location in the sky. This is similar to the night prior at roughly the same time and location in the sky. This reporter, being the same who filed a report last evening, is a college graduate, ex-military, and works in mental health. This reporter also holds leadership positions in the community in which he resides.
Occurred, the 30th of November 2005, 17 hours 50 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Princeton, in, USA. Shape, circle duration, 20 minutes. No of observers. 4 2-round lights in NNW sky. 3 friends and I had just finished having dinner and we were traveling north on Highway 41 when the driver had noticed lights in the NNW sky. We did not see the first lights, but a few minutes later the lights appeared again. We all noticed the lights this time. They were at about a 45-degree angle from the horizon. They were 2 lights about the size of streetlights. although they were not streetlights. The lights were too high in the sky and we were between cities. They would come on at the same time, but at times they went out together and at times one would dim out first. The total time they were on was about 4 to 8 seconds. I could see airplane lights in the sky and they looked like dots compared to the lights. I am not sure what they were. It was a clear night as we could see the stars in the sky.
Occurred, the 22nd of June 2009, 22 hours 24 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Princeton, IN, USA. Shape, light duration, 8 to 10 seconds. No of observers. 2 characteristics, aura or haze around object. Very big bright white circular light flew away very quickly after I looked at it for a few seconds. My friend saw only part of what I saw. At first I saw this huge bright circular white light, and it wasn't moving until I saw it and looked at it for a few seconds. Then the bright light started moving away very quickly. This whole experience only lasted about 10 seconds, and there also seemed to be a dim haze around the UFO.
Occurred, the 5th of January 2010, 1 hour 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Princeton, IN, USA. Shape, disk duration, 15 seconds. No of observers. 2 characteristics, lights on object, emitted beams, changed color. Flying saucer hovering above ground. I was with my father driving by the Toyota plant when I looked above and into the sky. I seen a large disc hovering in the air with different colors rotating around the disc. I nudged my father and he pulled to the side of the road and we sat there for about 5 more seconds before it sped away at an unnatural speed.
Occurred, the 20th of July 2012, 23 hours 45 minutes and 0 seconds. Local location, Princeton, IN, USA. Shape, circle duration, 45 minutes. No of observers. 2 characteristics, lights on object, aura or haze around object, aircraft nearby. 45 minutes, moving in many directions, red, blue lights. Southern Indiana, July 20th, 12:11:45 p.m. CST. A friend and I were sitting on the swing in backyard visiting when we noticed what appeared to be a bright star moving in the sky. It moved up and down, left and right. It seemed to be slowly moving to the west, yet it would have frequent movements to the east and would linger. It seemed to stay in one square area of the sky for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, moving only every few minutes. Its movements weren't just straight up, down, left, right. At times it would move in a circle, going upwards to start the circle like a clock. Other times the movements were jerky and it would just jerk quickly one way. It also had lights. You had to sit real still to see the lights. It appeared to be red and blue, moving really fast so the colors blurred. It appeared the lights were on the bottom but couldn't see it clearly enough. As I stated before, it appeared to just be a very large and bright star. The colors only happened in beginning, a few occurrences later but spaced out much longer apart. Someone asked me how high it was. I know that a plane came towards it and it lowered quite a bit and the plane went over it. There were a lot of planes that night that headed that way. Some flew near it, some changed their paths. Not sure if it was coincidence or on purpose. There was one really low plane that seemed big enough to be commercial but flying lower than I ever seen commercial fly unless you were by an airport. At one time we heard a loud jet, significantly loud, yet couldn't see it with the trees. Never seen it near the thing we were looking at. It seemed to be a busy night, a lot more planes than normal and odd flight patterns, but that may just be a coincidence. It lasted for sure 45 minutes, then when I came back out half an hour later it was gone. I tried to record it on my iPhone and even took pictures, but all that I got was darkness. In one still shot where I'm positive I was taking a pic of it, the pic has this swirly thing in it, so I'm assuming the pic took late while I was moving. My iPhone camera messed up. I would have seen swirly things, so I have no clue what happened there. I think the most interesting part was that it just seemed like a bright large star, but it would just jump back and forth moving every few minutes, that it was one of those things you just don't believe your eyes. Then the colors would appear and you're thinking to yourself, this just cannot be happening. Logic takes over, and as an educated person I applied every probable cause I was taught in school to every creative idea I had, and nothing made sense. I live in town, and because of all the trees, the 45 minutes I viewed it was when it was visible between 2 trees, so after that it moved west, and I'm not sure if it left for good or just left my view. I would really like to know what it was. It moved in a circle at times, for goodness sake. It was just so weird.